Yeah, it's still a very, very personal business, especially when you get into, talking about the case. It gets very personal very quick. And you guys launched a major kind of UI overhaul last year and added a bunch of kind of AI assisted features. I always wonder, how did you decide to kind of build what you built and kind of launch what you built? And what does that kind of development process look like inside of Lawmatics?
So we are, completely customer driven. Um, and I think, for us, it's like we have there are two pieces that make this thing work. Obviously, we our customers, they're number one. We need them, and then we need our team. Like, we're like our place of work. Like, it doesn't work without both of those things. And so our customers and our people internally are like they sit right on the same plane. But we we only kind of do things that are driven from our customer base. We've got a lot of law firms and they're very vocal. They're going to tell us what problems they have. And then it's the job of our team to figure out a solution to those problems. And so our development cycle really just, it is listening to our customers, and it's not really listening for features. It's listening for problems and then figuring out a solution to that problem. Um,
Do you remember one that was kind of the most ambitious you did last year that kind of worked?
Last year, yeah, I mean, so we've really made a very big push into the personal injury space. It's been a focus of ours, and that requires a whole lot of changes to the platform, a whole lot of additional features to the platform. And so we had a lot of pretty massive projects that we did in the last year. I think one of the yeah, if I mean, it'd be hard to pinpoint one exactly. I mean, all the AI stuff that we're now launching is probably the biggest initiative. Obviously, I think every company probably feels the same way. Um, but we are a platform. We are a platform first, and we think that uh, there's a lot of these little one-off AI companies that come out and they do one specific thing, and then they pop up out of nowhere, and then they're gone a month later. And so we feel pretty strongly that as a platform, if we can successfully add AI onto the platform, that's a winning formula because we have everything else, and we don't neglect the platform still. So we're still focusing on traditional features, things that the platform actually needs, while we're also building out this AI suite. And so, like, it's probably the biggest thing for us is like the shift in focus to the AI suite and what we're building there. And it's pretty ambitious, and it's going to be rolling out. It's just kind of went into beta, and we'll be rolling out over the next month or so, and that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and that is one area that's going to be very interesting to look at with AI as that evolves. It's going to be very impactful for the law community. You mentioned kind of going into the personal injury. What does growth look like beyond that? Are you pushing into new firm sizes, new geographies, other new practice areas?
I mean, we've been in almost all practice areas since the beginning, consumer practice areas. So I think if you're hiring, if you as an individual need to hire a lawyer, right? That's what we serve, which is 98% of the market, right? The corporate stuff, if you're a business that needs to hire a lawyer, that law firm is probably not one that we focus on. Um, Personal injury was one area that we actually didn't really focus on for the first 7, 8 years of the business. In the last year, we have really shifted focus into personal injury. So that's like an area where we're growing really, really significantly right now. And it's obviously an area where they spend the most on, it's the most competitive. They spend the most on leads. They spend the most on marketing. Um, yeah.